A terrific. The opening tip won by the Bucks as we get going at beautiful new Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Wendell Carter. Nice pass to get things going.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Bledsoe. Jay, 44 wins for the Bucks a year ago. 7th best record in the East. In your mind, foundation, is it in place in Milwaukee?
The foundation is on its way, but it always seems like it comes down to injuries and lack of chemistry for the Bucks.
To Wendell Carter. And counted at the rim.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Giannis with it up top. They trail by 2. Not done yet. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
To Zach LaVine. Curling inside. Gets to the basket and scores.
It can only be one of 2 things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas. Or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
To Middleton. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Giannis Antetokounmpo at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. Good defense. He had nowhere to go. The result, jump ball. Well, as they get ready for the jump, someone's going to come away with the basketball. Brogdon. No, he missed a short one there.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Middleton to Antetokounmpo. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Brook Lopez. 2 of 4 now.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
To Antetokounmpo.
Catch up, baby.
Middleton. Not that time. To Wendell Carter. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
And he missed the free throw. To Brogdon. Here's a chance from long range. That won't go. Beyond the arc for 3. Not that time. He missed it. To Antetokounmpo. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Brook Lopez pins it.
Sent a message on that one there.
Bucks basketball. Giannis for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. To Porter. Otto Porter. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, that time it was effective. But a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
Bledsoe. Here's Lopez. Down low. Goes to the right side. Baseline drive. Laurie Markkanen snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Fires the three, and it's Lopez there for the rebound. Giannis in control of the basketball. Down 6. To Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo. Knocked loose. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Brook Lopez. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
And he knocks it down, Jay.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Bledsoe. Short jumper stays out.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Everything about Porter is so low-key. No social media, and he's one of the few high-caliber NBA players that manages to stay out of the public eye while producing at an elite level in a number of categories.
To Lopez. Bledsoe. To Lopez. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the back.
Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Number 42, Robin Lopez.
DiVincenzo to Bledsoe. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Last touch by Eric Bledsoe.
Ed, I'm going to gloat about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals series in their history?
6-0 right now. It helped to have a guy named MJ. But, Jay, think about this. If he's not gone those 2 seasons, maybe it's 8 straight finals wins. Milwaukee with the basketball. Bledsoe to DiVincenzo. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. The Bucks with 4 to shoot. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Bledsoe with it up top. Trailing by 14. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. but you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Eric Bledsoe, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 79% at the line. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first.
Into the game for the Bulls, number 15.
Nikola Mirotic swats it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
The drive right to the basket. He cruises in for two. Too easy.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Down by 15. To Adetokunbo. Offensive board. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Bledsoe with it up top. Trailing by 15. The screen sets him up for two.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nothing going here on that drive. Down the lane to lay it in.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Adetokunbo to George Hill. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
One could make the case he might be glad he didn't get the and one.
Chicago with the possession. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Bledsoe with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Robin Lopez with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Markkanen. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
To Bledsoe. Curling inside, stuffs it down with authority.
Finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
Tough make through traffic.
Welcome to the league, young fella. But just because you got a bucket doesn't mean that you don't have to do your rookie chores after the game.
Adetokunbo. Oh, had him going there for a second. Robin Lopez able to recover with the block. And they pounce. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Bledsoe. No good. To Markkanen. Layup goes down. Well done.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
19-footer at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. Nice cushion for the Bulls. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Everyone gets free pizza.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Hill. Bulls come away with it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Goes to the left side. To Chris Dunn. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
It has been. The passing has been great, but the precision of the passing has been next level. Every pass has been delivered right in the pocket, ready for the player to either shoot or dunk the ball.
It's a turnover as they head the other way.
When you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Has a look. Hill can't connect. Add 2 points to the board.
And whether you're moving north or south or east or west, you got to be able to keep pace with the ball carrier and most importantly, stay in his chest. That's on the defender. It's way too early to be fatigued.
He can't get past the defender. Giannis Antetokounmpo, old school, backs his man down for the basket.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Bulls with the rock. To Markkanen. Nice pass to set things up.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Hey, watch this screen left.
To Antetokounmpo. Knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Markkanen. Driving right to the basket. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Lauri Markkanen, huge block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
George Hill sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Chris Dunn. Chicago with 4 to shoot. To Markkanen. Not that time.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
He was hacked. They let it go.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
To Chris Dunn. Oh, he had him there for a second. Can't get past the defender. Can't connect from in close. Knocked loose. That's a momentum play right there. To Antetokounmpo. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Robin Lopez, 3 for 3 in this first half. Now the Bucks gonna signal for a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Yeah, baby, here we go, here we go. Substitutions, Milwaukee. Into the game
To Levine.
number 22, Otto Porter.
Double.
To Chris Dunn.
I got your help here. Trap.
Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. To Zach Levine. Ah, that's a 24-second violation.
No basket.
Bledsoe to Brogdon. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Bledsoe to Lopez. Nothing going here on that drive. Brook Lopez. He's now 4 for 6.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Wendell Carter. And the finish at the rim.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Bledsoe to Lopez. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Lets it fly from long range. Misfires. It's no good. That's out of bounds off a Bull.
Shot, box out.
Bledsoe shot off the mark. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose.
The Bulls absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. It was their playmaking.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Bulls have it. To Levine.
Oh, yeah, let's double shot. Yep. Got him. Good trap. Double.
Great dish to set it up. Levine. Zach Levine. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Here comes the screen. Adetokunbo knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, is there a medic in the house? You need to get those ankles retaped ASAP.
It's me. I got it. Pick up.
To Porter. Count it.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Bledsoe with it up top. His guys down big. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Deep left corner, Levine.
Double.
That is great vision to set it up. Zach Levine missed it. Giannis with it up top. Down a bundle. To Bledsoe. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Knocked loose. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Giannis in control of the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Count the bucket for 2.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Antetokounmpo to Middleton. The drive, right to the... Oh!
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Marking it. Can't connect.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Bucks at the controls. To Antetokounmpo.
I got ball.
Oh, Carter with the rejection.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Zach LaVine. Passed it off. Big stuff and a lot of traffic on the way to the rim.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
I got ball. I got ball. That's me.
Here we go. I got ball. I got ball. Hey, watch this screen left.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Bulls with the basketball.
I got ball. You go. Trap this. Come on, we got it. Double.
To Porter. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Antetokounmpo. Whoa, Chris Middleton. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Giannis with it up top. He'll run the offense. To Bledsoe. Brogdon. Off the mark. To LaVine.
Right.
To Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter powers it through.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on, but the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Screen coming. Short jumper stays out.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Zach LaVine doing what he does best.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Adetokunbo. Bulls come away with it. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
Got him. Double. I like this double team right here. I got him. Trap. Got him.
From long range. Oh, who saw that coming?
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Bucks at the controls.
I got blocked.
Adetokunbo. Down low to Mirotic. Surveys the floor. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Lays it up and in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Adetokunbo. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Adetokunbo. Robin Lopez. Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Adetokunbo. Not that time. To Porter. Otto Porter. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Got it.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
The Bucks at the controls. To Adetokunbo. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Nice finish at the rim.
Shot, boy. The assist from number 11.
I got him.
Adetokunbo. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first.
George Hill. Stepping in for Chicago, number 32.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Bucks basketball.
I got ball.
Adetokunbo to George Hill. Here comes the screen.
Cutter, coming through.
Adetokunbo to Hill. No good. To Porter. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Done.
I got your help here.
For three. Not that time. He misses. Robin Lopez. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
Giannis shoots.
Trap.
To Lopez. Tough make through traffic.
You hear coaches talk all the time about passing the ball on time and on target. As a passer myself, if I can deliver the ball to you in a position where I cannot give you options to think, but just go up and make the play easy, that's a win-win.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. It's Chicago ball. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
To George Hill. 4-3. It's no good. Shots not going down.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Hill across the timeline. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Here comes the screen to Hill. George Hill. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
And scores.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Lopez. And he'll head to the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2.
That's a mini. Bucket. Yep, I got ball. Watch the cutter coming through. Bump.
To Porter. Here's a chance from long range. That one off the mark. It's no good. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Let's go. Pick him up.
George Hill. 3 for 6 now. That is the Bucks inbound to start this final quarter, and they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
They'll get it down low to Lopez. From the painted area, won't go down. To Zach LaVine. To Wendell Carter. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on a defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative. Because right now, the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. To Levine. Porter.
Got him. Good trap.
Beyond the arc for three. And Otto Porter, so smooth. Catch and shoot, buries the three.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
And Jay, they called the foul.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Substitutions, Milwaukee. Substitutions.
George Hill, 4 out of 7.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Hill into the front court. Down a bundle. Knocked loose. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Knocked loose. And count the basket inside.
Ed, you know you got a problem when you're getting oohs and ahs from the home crowd.
Milwaukee with the basketball. Hill to Lopez. Probing the defense. 5 on the shot clock for Milwaukee. The shot clock expires. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Cruz is inside for 2.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
DiVincenzo to George Hill. Fires the 3. They were ready for DiVincenzo on that 3. To Lopez. He throws it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Hill across the timeline. His guys down big. Able to convert inside. Chicago basketball.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
To Porter. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. DiVincenzo. Here's Lopez. Down low. And finishes strong.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Porter. The pass set it all up.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
That's all she wrote. Dribble it out.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
The Bucks with 4 to shoot. Middleton to DiVincenzo. Going to launch beyond the arc. Won't go down.
Show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
Great pass to set it up. Goes to the left side.
I got him. I got him. Trap. Got him.
Here's Lopez, down low. Shot from the lane, won't go.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Tough shot, and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Late heave to beat the buzzer. The Bulls take this one as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The Bulls were simply amazing in this.
Player of the game.